Hi, Six. Hope you're okay. It's Mr. Mans. This video is for those of you who are working from home this week, so you can access some of the learning we're doing in school. We're doing some project-based learning for maths and English this week, all about designing your own theme park. So I'm going to run through it very quickly now. All the instructions are on this file that's on the home learning area that you can follow as you're working. So what the task is you've been granted permission by the local council to build a theme park in your local area. So imagine somewhere in Kimber there was lots and lots of space, and they decided to build a theme park. It'd be really exciting. You've got a business loan of £5 million to get the business up and running. And you need to think about what the name of your theme park is and what sort of theme it's going to be. Is it going to be on a particular style, or what sort of people are you aiming at? Are you aiming at adults or families or just young children? Okay. Um, in terms of what it expects from you, it expects you to have three separate and distinct areas, and these areas could be themed. So, for example, it gives some ideas. It's you could have like a space themed area, some sort of something based on different countries, maybe a magical kingdom, a haunted region, maybe just like a water area, like a water world, maybe an area it's for just for little children, maybe an area it's for thrill seekers with some daredevil rides, things like that. You have to separate into three distinct areas, and you can choose what the themes will be for those areas. Um, the English side of it this today, there's not too much on the English side, but it's quite good fun. You just need to come up with your name for your theme park, and also come up with a logo for your theme park, and also try to come up with a catchphrase or a slogan, something catchy to appeal to your audience. You know what a slogan is, like things like "I'm loving it" for McDonald's and "Just do it" for Nike, that sort of thing. See if you can come up with one for your theme park, and come up with a really snazzy, stylish logo as well. It'll look really good. Um, the math side of it, there's a lot more to the math side of it today. So it says you are going to design your theme park today. And what you've got is you've got a costing sheet, which is this one here that you'll need, which is going to keep track of all your money. And I've also got put some square paper on the home learning drive for you. You've got a budget of £5 million. Okay. So some things to note. Your park needs three distinct areas so customers can walk between them and avoid becoming bored. All right. So you need to think about where you can put your three different areas. You've got the whole sheet to use. Each square on your map represents 50 meters squared. Okay. Different rides and means attraction take up different areas, but all of them need a 50-meter perimeter around them for health and safety reasons. That just means there needs to be like a square space around the outside in between each thing. Okay. Amenities, what that means is things like shops, um, toilet areas, cafes, restaurants, things like that. Okay, that's what amenities are. Um, there's certain ones that are legal and must be in there. So, for example, we will need toilet areas, um, places for bins and things like that. You don't need to fill every square, but every square that's not filled will be paved, and that's going to cost £500 for every 50 meters squared. So that's every square is £500 that you don't use for paving. It sounds quite a lot, but I think when you've got a budget of 5 million, you'll be okay. Okay, so just bear in mind that any squares you don't use, they're going to cost £500 each time. So some of the rides you can have thrill seeker rides, the most expensive rides to build, only suitable for daredevil customers. This could be like a thrill seeker section. Cost of a thrill seeker ride is £150,000. The area it takes up, each one, is 300 meters squared. So that is 6 squares. Okay, you don't need to set it out like that, six there. You could just do them in one long line if you wanted to, or arrange them how you want. But they do take up six squares. Okay, and they're aimed at adults and children 12 plus, and they need to be coloured in red. All right. Say you went to a water ride, suitable for many customers aged 7 plus. The cost to build would be £100,000, slightly cheaper, and they take up slightly less space. They take up 3 squares, which is 150 meters squared. They're coloured in blue, and so on and so forth. Family rides, £100,000, take up 200 meters squared, colour in green. Children's rides, they only cost £50,000 and they only take up 100 meters squared, colour in yellow. And if I was building a theme park, you'd want a range of all the different types of rides. Okay. Some different attractions. You've got some dodgems there, and you can label the different attractions: dodgems, amusements, funhouse, bouncing pillow. I don't know what bouncing pillow is, but there you go, bouncing pillow. 2 squares in orange. That's £20,000. Your amenities, they'll be coloured in purple. They cost £25,000 each, and each of the 3 areas must have 1 eating establishment. So that's something you must have. So these could be family cafes, burger bars, pizza palaces, sandwich huts, ice cream parlours, whatever fits in with your theme. Okay, and hopefully they're used to raise money. You also will have like toilet blocks. You must have 1 toilet block in each area. There must be a first aid block somewhere on the park. On the border of the park, there must be 1 entrance tunnel and ticket booth to meet your customers. These are all different types of amenities, and these are these purple blocks. It cost £25,000 each one. Okay. To help create a clean, welcoming atmosphere, you need 10 bins for litter. Each bin costs £100, and they're just circled in brown. That's not very much money, is it? £100 times 10, £1,000. You've got a budget of 5 million. I think you can afford the bins. You might be tempted to put a few more bins in. Picnic benches as well. Okay, in a small pink circle. Benches and bins can be within the 50-meter perimeter. So there, where if you've got a space between two rides, you've got perimeter, you've got 50-meter space. You can put some of the bins, some of the picnic benches in between them. Okay. What I would like you to do is have a go at setting that out on your piece of square paper. As you're doing it, fill in your budget planner so you can get an idea of how much it's all costing you. For example, if you bought 3 thrill seeker rides, you put tally as 3. Say they were the only ones you had in the whole park, so you'd have 3 in the whole park. It'd be 150,000 times by 3 would be the total cost, which would be £450,000. Okay, keep track of all that, and then you'll be able to see where you are on your budget of £5 million. Like I say today, the English side's not going to take you too long. It's going to be lots of time spent on your maths. Okay, designing your theme park. We're going to be doing this all week. Okay, so have fun with it. Today's is all about just designing it. All right, I hope you enjoy it. See you later. Bye.